Boom! What's up, everybody? This is Daniel Tapia, and in this video, you guys are going to see exactly the best social media strategy for 2019 that we're using to effortlessly sell people into a job. Think about this: we're selling them into a job. So these people are coming to us looking for a job, and we're selling them an idea to work for us, and they have to pay us before they work for us. So I'm going to show you the strategy that works in any industry, any business, anything. Okay, so if you want the best social media strategy for 2019, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Okay, guys, so you're probably following me around for some time now, and you're probably wondering, well, what is the best social media strategy for like 2019? I'm going into there, I'm maybe a social media marketer, or I'm a fitness marketer, right? Or you're just in marketing in general, and you're like, oh, what's the best strategy? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Right? And I remember thinking the same thing. So one of the things that we did, and I'm working with a company that's actually selling employment opportunity to work for them, but they're selling it at a price. So you have to, so here's what's happening. We're selling people on a job. So they have an opportunity to work for us. But before they work for us, they have to give us money and $100. Okay. $100. So if you have anything more than $100 and you want to sell it, this is the strategy. The key. And you're doing it locally, or if you're doing it online, this is even better. It's easier, it's scalable. You don't have to pay for a lot of time, but the conversions are a lot higher in terms. So I'm going to actually share with you my screen. So let's just take a look at what we're looking at here. So what we're looking at here is this is a business metrics. And so you guys need to know this stuff. You guys need this stuff to be able to do what we're doing. Okay, and if you guys haven't picked up a copy of this book, Expert Secrets, and I believe this is the unequivocal, like best book that I've ever read in terms of like how to sell stuff. And I'm using this book in conjunction, like together with, there's another book, it's called Launch. Okay, I'm using it together with this book called Launch. And what I'm doing with this thing is that I'm using launch methods to sell a product that's explained in this particular thing, like to sell the product. And it starts from page. So I would say once you get the book, and I'm going to put the link, I'll put the links in the bio below. But essentially, I want to tell you where this starts. Okay. So on page number 130, okay, page number 130 is kind of like where you need to be. Page 130 to the rest of this book is what you need to do to sell anything to anybody. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to show you the real numbers right here. Okay, so check out these numbers. So we are selling something for 97 bucks. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to share with you the numbers, the exact numbers. Okay, so these are the numbers right here. You probably don't understand any of this stuff, but what I'm going to break it down for you. But what I want to really try to get across to you is that these numbers only work because I'm able to use this system along with the script that I'll put in the link below too. This script is called, Russell Brunson actually claims this to be the perfect webinar script. But in fact, we're using it in local business. We're using it in a local business to sell jobs to jobless people. Okay, so the fact that it works is like, the proof is in the pudding, basically. So right here, and you can get the script for free. You can get the script for free in the link in the bio. He ships it out to you. It's like $4.95 for shipping. I would totally pay for it again and again and again and again. So go get the script along with this book. They're both free. They're both free, by the way. The script is free along with the book. So that you just pay for shipping on both of them. Spend 10 bucks, and let me show you the real numbers of what we've already recouped in ad costs. Okay, so that means, so recently we just ran an ad campaign. We ran $700. Okay, we're like, okay, we need to get employees. What do we do? So they tasked me, my client tasked me with the idea. Okay, so I need to get tax code clients. I need to get these people like to pay me money, and I need them to come in. And so I go, okay, cool. How do you guys do it? So typically what they do is one-on-one. But I said, no, man, that takes too much time. You got to figure out a way that we can get them all in one room, pitch them the idea, and then just follow up. That's it. There's no in-betweens on this thing. It's like one big event. It's kind of like, think about it. think about a movie, right? Think about any movie they've ever seen. What do? They build up the pressure. They like push you, push you, push you, push you, push you. They launch the movie, boom, and then a whole bunch of people go watch it. That's where they make the most of the money. Everything else is just profit. Like they're doing all this just to break even here. And then everything else is profit. Instead of doing movie here, movie here, movie here, movie here, they're not doing subsequent movies. Every time you go to the movies, they're not selling you. Like, let's think about Avengers, right? So Avengers doesn't put up a movie every like 2 months. Avengers 1, Avengers 2, Avengers 3, not every 2 months. They have to give you enough time to kind of eat up on that. And then they do a pre-launch again, like a big, 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 big push, launch that thing, and then just let it recoup its costs. Like let it do its thing. They don't do it every like, what I'm trying to say is like, they don't do it every day, right? They don't get pressure and then build it up one day and then build pressure and then build up the next day. Like there's no way you can build up pressure every single day. So what we're doing is we're using like a launch type method from product launch formula from Jeff Walker. And then we're using expert secrets to sell them. And we're using the perfect webinar script to present the idea. And it's like the 3-tier system, but I want to show you guys the real details, the nitty gritties about like what's the stats on it, because I think that's pretty important, right? So let's take a look at this, okay? So they tasked me with the idea. They're like, Danny, we need a lot of people. And so I'm looking back, I'm like, man, it's got 2 weeks to get like, just say customers, right? Get 40, 50 new customers. And I'm like, wow, what do I do? And so I think to myself, okay, well, what do I know? So I know that we don't have time to do one-on-ones. We can only do events. And so I was like, all right, cool. We're going to do 2 events a week. And boom, we like push it so hard and push them like, we're pushing like, and this is actually the system that I'm using. Like I created this funnel, so to speak, this follow-up funnel, the pre-launch funnel, all that stuff. I created it. And so what we do is we put an ad, okay? It doesn't matter what ad you put, honestly. Once the numbers make sense, once you make one sale, everything else makes sense. You can go backtrack it and just scale that thing. And I'll talk about that in another video. But essentially what they said is, Daniel, we need a lot of people. Cool. So they're like, okay, well, we're going to tell you, you can get $500 to $1,000 this week. And you just spend it however you feel. Get them in here. And so I did whatever I needed to do. And I'm telling you guys, it just run Facebook ads. Like it was that simple. We tried to run it on Indeed. We tried to run it on different places. But we just ran one Facebook ad, one funnel, just one follow-up thing, like one. That's the trend that we're following. Is just instead of having 8 stores sending out different things, we just had one message, getting them to one place, selling them one idea, and then pushing everything else at the back end. Like that's what you have to understand for the social media strategy of 2019. Have one idea. That's it. Sell one thing really big, really emphasize on that, push hard on it, launch it, and then let it recoup the cost. Let it do all its things. And so, so we go, okay, cool. So give me $600. I throw it into Facebook. I'm like, here, Facebook, do their thing. And so then we spent $689, okay, on Facebook and Indeed. So let me share with you. Let me see if I can share it with you. Okay, so we spent it for a week. And let me just share with you the stats for a week, okay? Let's share with you the stats. Okay, so if this thing loads, hopefully it does. What it's going to show you is that we spent like $400 on Facebook, right? Okay, that's neither here nor there. That really doesn't matter. The social media strategy should be just get these people to your event. Get these people to a selling event. Tell them where you're going to sell them something. And so what we paid was $689 total. The cost per click was like $2, so that's cool. $2 per click. It's okay. The conversion rate was like 33% because the offer was now hiring, right? So like everybody wants that. So your ideal situation should probably be like 20 to 30%. We had 113 leads, okay? And I had an automated system to send them out text messages and emails automatically right when they submitted their information through Active Campaign. I'll link that up below. So they get a text to apply and RSVP. So 70 of those people did that. 70 of them. Okay. And I'll also link up this thing so you can actually grab onto this thing and kind of use it for yourself. I would say use this for your business for like now. Use this right now. So for your advertising budgets and stuff. So 70 people applied. Then I sent them out one more text message just to remind them. And I just said, hey, don't forget to show up. 27 of them showed up of all the people, okay? So this number is automatically calculated. So don't worry about this. As long as you change this, so change that, this changes, right? So if I change this to 30, probably go up. Or 29, this thing will go up. See, 40%. But it wasn't. So we have 27 people. So 38% showed up. Then I go back at the end of the day and we did all our follow-ups and all our good stuff. And we say, okay, well, what do we make? And so, or how many people did we sell on something? And I go, okay, cool. So we got 8 sales. We got 8 sales from that presentation. That means of those that showed up, 8 of them bought. That means we had a 30% closing ratio. Once you can understand that, you can spend whatever you need to on advertising. And that should be your social media strategy for 2019. Knowing exactly how much you could spend to acquire a customer, knowing exactly what you're going to sell them. And if you have problems knowing what to sell people, get this book. It's going to teach you how to create an offer. So you can sell anything to anyone, basically. Okay. And like I said, we sold a job to the jobless. You know, as much as you might think that's kind of sleazy, if they don't invest and they don't pay attention, and most people do, like if you want to become a teacher, you have to pay for the certifications to become a teacher, right? And so they're selling you on that job. But the way that they're presenting it is very old school, like one-on-one thing, like you have to do. This is the new way. Event style presentation selling, this is the new way. And I believe that this is the way that it should be. And it's like, it's amazing because you get real quick analytics and data that if you're like running ads for if you're a social media marketing agency and you're running ads for other people, you give them this, you use this, you fall back on this. This is your framework to go back to when I don't think when people start telling, like when your clients start telling you like, hey, they're not calling, my leads are not doing this, my leads are not doing, this is your framework. You go back and be like, okay, well, so 70% or like 50% actually applied, like, but only 10% showed. Where's your follow-up? Now you can push it back on the client. And this is kind of how I save my butt too, right? Because I use this and I'm like, okay, well, this is what I'm doing. Like I make sure all my stuff is covered. So I know exactly what's happening on my end. And so everything that I put in the front doesn't even matter. Like it's just like kind of like think about like football. I think of this like a football game, right? And so when there's like a football team, like let's say I'm on a quarterback, right? You're the quarterback position right now when you're the marketing agency or you're a business owner right now. You're the quarterback of your team. So you have to drive this forward. And so let's say you're coming up to the yard, and Russell Brunson calls it the funnel audibles. And I liked it because it made so much sense, right? Because once you understand these numbers right here, it becomes so much easier. Because think about this, right? So I'm a quarterback. I come up to the line ready to say hut, and I see a linebacker coming in, sneaking on to blitz me, and I'm like, shoot. Or running a running play, he's going to come up and kill it. So I have to do something on the fly. I have to change something. And so when I change that, when I change it to a pass, and I tell this guy, hey, run right behind this linebacker. I say, hut, throw it right over, touchdown, right? This is what Russell Brunson considers a funnel audible. This is the same thing that happens in this particular realm as well. Once I know how much it's spent, how many people I sold, now I have data, true data. And if I do everything the same, this is why it's a science of selling stuff. It's not like an art. It's like literally like scientifically. Like you just follow the same science, you get the same results. And then you just put money back in. And I'll talk about that in another video. But that's like, I consider like customer finance acquisition. And that's what Alex Hormozi calls it. And I like that term. Now, I don't know if it's trademarked or anything, but I like the way he said it, because it's kind of like you get money from ads, put it in, you make these customers pay for the next customer. And then you just keep scaling, keep scaling, keep scaling, keep scaling. And this is why we filled up every single event in the last 2 weeks. We've filled every seat because of this method that I'm using right here. Once it becomes scientific, trackable, scalable, that's the most important thing. That's why social media for my strategy for 2019 is run events to sell your products and have a proven system like this. You just have this right here. You should actually, I'll give you this. Then if you have trouble selling stuff, I'll give you this book for free. You can get it through my book, through my link. In fact, if you get this book, I'll throw in this. I'll throw in this sheet, and I'll even throw in the emails that I send, the text messages that I send, and the follow-ups that I send, along with the scripts that I use to enroll people, and that you can use for your same business, or you can use for any business, because it's generic. It has nothing, it's not very specific. It's very generic that you can change out anything you want. And so I'll give you the emails that I use, the text messages that I use to bring them into the event, what I use to sell them. And I basically sold them this thing, right? I sold them what was in this book. And so when you get this book today, you get all the stuff that's inside. I'm going to give you the emails that I sent, the text messages that I sent, the automations that I set up. I'll show you the video. I'll show you a video of me actually creating the system so that you can actually use it and follow it along, how to put in the Google spreadsheets, how to track it, how to set up a Zapier very simply like this. So all those things would probably cost you like $1,000 on the street. This is how much I charge. But you get this book, I'll give it to you all for free. You just buy the book, get the stuff, then you go get the perfect webinar script, go get it. And like I said, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna make so much money. It's gonna be ridiculous. So I hope that helps. If it does, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want you to share this video with someone that you think will benefit, or you can use this to share it to your client. Show them how you're going to use this system for their business, and you give them clarity. So when they have clarity, it's easier for them to say, "Oh, I'll pay you money because I know that this is the strategy, and this is the system, and I just follow it, and it doesn't fail." So, hope you guys enjoy it. Talk to you guys later.